Alright, getting straight to the point. This video is going to be about the king of the world, Shamballa, Agharta, aka Hell, what Christians scared of, the hollow earth, which is the same thing with the Shamballa, Agharta, which is what the Greeks call Hades. But all these books are going to be in connection to the subject at hand. Now, to make a quick detour, we're going to go in here. The Holy Quran. Chapter 72, the Jinn. This is not by coincidence that the Quran was written this way. Chapter 72 is the Jinn. Now we know that the Jinn are the demons, and there are 72 Goetia demons. Let me show you. The Goetia, the lesser keys of Solomon. Now remember that the Goetias and the Jinn are one and the same. And remember that the Holy Quran in the Bible is a Masonic book. So they only give you snippets of the truth. Now going into the Goetias. You see here, classified list of 72 chief spirits of the Goetia. You see it, page 67. Here we are on page 67. It's talking about these 72 Goetias. If y'all want to read it, go ahead. Just pause it. But I'm finna get on with the subject at hand. I just wanted to bring that to the light that the 72 demons are in connection with this. Okay? Which is in the Holy Quran. You see it. Now to get on with the lesson at hand. We go to the Quran, the star. Going to section 3. Reading what's highlighted. That no bears the burden, bears another burden. And that man cannot have nothing but what he strives for, which is the law of cause and effect. And that his striving will soon be seen. Then he will be rewarded for it with the fullest reward. And that to thy Lord is the goal, and that he is it, and that he it is who makes men laugh and makes men weep, make them weep, and that he it is who causes death and gives life. Who is this he they keep talking about? Y'all finna find out in just a second. And that he creates pairs, the male and the female, from the small life germ when it is adopted, and that he has ordained the second bringing forth, and that he it is who gives wealth and contentment, and that he is the Lord of Sirius. Oh shit, hold up, we finna get to this. Now going inside Ancient Egypt, Light of the World by Jeremiah, we will find out who the Lord of Sirius is. Alright, let's get straight to the point. The subject matter is very ancient. It belongs to that early time when Soot was a pre-Osirian form of the good being. In the relation to the pole, the dog star. We know that is Sirius or Sothis in the inundation of the Nile. Even up here, it tells you he was the king in the first dynasty, Soot or Seti. Seti is the same thing as Soot, which means the blackening one, who ruled in Egypt from 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. So could it be that the God of the Quran is Soot, the God from Sirius? Could it be that the people from Sirius have been was in communication with Prophet Muhammad, trying to keep the light of God alive in a dark time, or dark times as even of now still? Well, let's see what Robert Temple has to say in the Sirius connection. Okay? Now, right here, in his controversial book, The Sirius Mysteries, Temple postulated that beings from the Sirius system visited Earth many thousand years ago and were partly, if not entirely, responsible for the leap from the primitivity to the high standard of culture and civilization achieved by the ancient Egyptians between the year 4500 BC and 3400 BC. His hypothesis was based in part on knowledge of the Sirius system possessed by the Dogons and African people who live in Mali, the former French Sudan. These people he believes to be the direct descendants of these pre-dynastic Egyptians who could have witnessed the arrival here on Earth of aliens from the Sirius system. Their information dating back to those early days when their ancestors received it directly from their galactic visitors. And what other way, he questions, could they have gained knowledge of an existence of the invisible, digital, or the other astronomical details they apparently have possessed for centuries concerning this distant system, meaning the star system Sirius. Now we see the connection between Sirius and the God of the Bible. But we see that our ancient ancestors paid high homage to the God of Sirius, which is the God in the Holy Quran. Now, going in the book Encounters, we will find out more about the Syrians and who they truly are. Now, in this book, I'm finna go into a chapter concerning a woman that was put up under hypnosis. A Hispanic lady named Diane, who claimed to have met with some black people from Sirius. Now, as we see, they call themselves the planters. She says she's in bed. She can feel her bed. Wait a minute. I just want to get to the point, okay? She gonna get abducted and shit. She gonna get taken up on a ship. Wait a minute. Let me get back. All right. She says, wait a minute. Dr. Floyd, tell me everything that you're aware of. She says, I feel afraid. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm in this light. I can't see out of the light. I don't see around me. Long pause. Now I see, okay, there's been a gap somewhere. Because now I'm walking into this large ship. And there's these about 20 black people sitting down in the ship. On this, almost like a bitch. Dr. Floyd, how are they dressed? Diane says, these black people are dressed in Western American style. They look very confused and disoriented. And there's this man. Now I see him beside me, but he's tall. I said to him, why are all these black people here? And he said, well, these people were sent down into the most difficult of circumstances, like poor ghetto places, for a very high service there. These are different souls, and I am really confused. I don't understand what he's saying. And now we're going into this room. Oh, I understand. There's a little time difference. I'm really there for a long time, but when I'm put back, the time hasn't changed much. I don't understand the difference, but it's like we've left the atmosphere and come back. Okay. Diane, I'm just reading what's highlighted. I'm trying to get the key points. I woke up on this table and Dr. Floyd, what position are you in? Diane, I was laying down on this table on my back. It's cold. I look around. Now I don't have I don't have on the same clothes. Dr. Floyd, what do you have on? Diane, I have on these. It's like a white, almost like white pair of shorts, and it ties right. She points at her waist, and a little top that ties here and here, points in the center to the center of her chest. I don't understand this. I really don't. The door is opening. It goes inside the wall, and there's this very tall man with dark hair, and I think he's a doctor for some reason. I think he's a doctor. I don't know why. Now I've been here for a while. I don't know what happened. So I said to him, "Can you make my muscles grow?" Hell no. Out of all the shit, that's what she gonna say. Okay. "Can you help me get over this disease?" Okay. Now we are walking down the hallway. Dr. Flory, how did he answer you? Diane, he says the body is not as important as the spirit. Your spirit is already well, and your body will follow. And you're here. We're watching our children. That's what he says. We're watching our children. Now, before I continue reading, I done already told y'all that the Syrians are our ancestors. They are the planters. Y'all finna find out. They planted seeds. They are the ones that cultivate other planets. Okay, moving on. Dr. Flory, how do you feel when you hear this? Diane, he's so special. He's so wise. When he talks, he's very low and very soft. It's very low and very soft and comforting. And he touches so nice. I don't have to be afraid of him. But the black people are a little afraid. They're the first people I see. And they're up there, he said, to refresh their minds. I don't understand what he means, but they've been planted. Their souls have been planted in specific places of high need. Are they in the same room with you? Dr. Flory asks her that. Diane, no, I was alone. I asked him, what are the beautiful lights? It's almost like a violet blue. And he says, we put everyone here first so that bacteria won't hurt us. I don't understand that. But it's like a cleansing room. When you first come up and you come in here, and it's like you're sleeping and you're breathing, and these lights are killing something. Dr. Flory, where are the black people? Diane says, they're sitting waiting in his room. Not the blue light room, but there's another room, and there are so many of us. There's a lot of us up here. This must be a huge ship. Now hold up. Y'all, we just gonna hold this for a second because I must show you something in connection to what I just read. Now we're gonna go into this book concerning the boat of souls, which is the ship of Ra. All right. Amongst the words that are said on the day of burial, all right, let's just get to the point. The Osiris tells us that the name of his bark is Collector of Souls. We just read that in Encounters. The picture of it is the representation of the glorious journey upon the canal. Safe in the ark, he crosses the waters in which the helpless souls are wrecked. You can't tell me this shit ain't corresponding now. In the chapter by which the ship is sailed in the netherworld, the speaker not only sails across the water of Nu, for he says, I come from the lake of fire and flame, from the field of flame, and he stands erect and safe, and the bark which the god is piloting at the head of Aru, that is on the summit of the mount or final resting place of the ark. Okay, let me say something. According to this book, and according to what we just read in Encounters, these people in this book, right here, they're dressed in Western attire. They look very confused and disoriented. Okay? Why all these black people here? They look, see, these are different souls. The lady done already said they on a ship, sitting down on a ship. Now we just read about the collector of souls, which is the ship of Ra. In ancient Egypt, light of the world, it says again, it sailed to a lake of fire, by the lake of fire. Now we know what the Bible talk about the lake of fire now. They talk about this mystery Babylon that was set on fire. And it says that those that had believed in the Lamb were saved on an offshore. They had escaped the lake of fire. Okay, so you would understand why in this book they look confused and disoriented, because it was some shit that went down in a Western American style dress, which is America. These black people were saved from some destructive ass forces that we finna find out about very soon if you keep living. So when you go to the book of Ezekiel, and Ezekiel saw these wheels coming out of the earth, just know some shit finna go down. Because it talks about these Kerubins and Sephims dropping bombs on cities. They wasn't wasting shit just dropping it anywhere. They was dropping it on cities. But according to this, these people was looking confused and disoriented because they were saved and they had seen a whole lot of shit that had happened. Now moving right back to this book, we're going to find out. All right, those who are on the ark or the solar bark are saved. Now the ark is the ship of Ra, just so you know. It say they are saved. Same shit I just read in Encounters. From the great cataclysm which devastates the leg of Nu, or sweeps away the support of the celestial waters, while as the rebels are overthrown and reduced to non-existence. The rebels against Ra are identified with men, or the race that spoke and plotted evil against him in another version of the dialogue myth. Now, look at this. All right. This is where the shit get real good at. It talks about the speaker. The speaker is one of the mains in a mentor. Now, we know a mentor is the hidden world, which is the subterranean world, and I'm about to go into that in great detail, which is the hollow earth, which Caucasians call hell, and Negroes or niggas then picked up to call hell themselves from slavery, which is actually where their ancestors live in the core of the earth, which is Amenti, hidden world. Okay, but it says the speaker is one of the mains in Amenti about to embark on board the boat of souls. He says, "O thou sailest the ship of Nu across the gulf, the gulf now, we talking about the gulf, which is void. Let me sail the ship. Let me fasten and tackle in peace. Let me fasten and tackle, and let me fasten my tackle and come forth. The place is empty until that which the starry ones has fallen headlong upon their faces and find nothing by which they can raise themselves up. The ship of Nu is facing the west." Oh shit. Who live in the west? We do. Where it has to cross the lake of darkness, or the great gulf of the waters by night, the lurking place of the devouring dragon, into which the setting stars go down. Also the human souls that have not attained salvation on board the ark. See? Okay. I just got done reading that in Encounters. We learned previously that the dialogue is imminent. All right. So it talks about the starry ones had fallen down headlong. We know we are the starry ones. We know that from just reading the book, the source field investigation, that we have stars within our body, which are photons, which are light particles. Not only that, let's see what Thoth has to say about the starry ones. All right, going into the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. This is what we get. Right here, the Spaceborn. Thoth says, right here, know, O man, that light is thine heritage. Know that darkness is only a veil. Sealed in thine heart is brightness eternal, waiting the moment of freedom to concur, waiting to rend the veil of the night. He's telling you we are the starborn children. Just like we just read, the starry ones are falling headlong on their faces, and they have no way to lift themselves up. So then you get back in the book Encounters, and it tells you they call themselves the planters. These are the same people that saved these black people in America from destruction. But see, Diane, she's saying they call themselves the planters. They go to different parts of this world and different parts of other worlds to check up on their. It's like we're distant cousins. It's like we're planted here. We were planted here 1,000 years ago to start a colony. And there were different planets that planted different things here. It's not like an experiment. Shit. That's what it sounds like to me. Although I'm starting to feel like one. He says, no. I feel not as evolved as they are. And I feel a little uncomfortable that I'm not on their level. Like my dog might feel around me or something. I'm feeling that I hope they'll be kind because they're so far advanced. Now let me say something before I continue on. You see that? She said, it's like we're planted here 1,000 years ago to start a colony. Now let me show y'all something. According to this book by Love Same Rebel, you will find out that there is a monk that is abducted by some people on a spaceship. And they say the exact same shit that this lady just said in this book. Now going into this book, we will see. Okay, but to save some time, I must say this. What we are finna witness here, mentally, is a large gathering of the Galactic Federation with one called the Biologist, who wants to kill us off and reseed us on this planet Earth. There's a monk amongst them that was abducted because they felt he was very useful because of his extremely powerful mind to remember things. He could remember everything. So they felt he was very useful. Okay, this is the biologist talking. I protest at the waste of time. I protest that we should use any more ever endeavors in these faulty creatures. Shit, he calling us creatures. See, that's an experiment. In the past, when a race of them were unsatisfactory, they were exterminated and the planet reseeded. Let us save time and work and exterminate them now before they pollute space. Nah, think about that shit. And yet, in this book, they call themselves the planters. They go from different parts of the world and different parts of other worlds to check up on their what? Shit. And the hermit, faulty creatures. See? I protest that we should use any more endeavors in these faulty creatures. See, these are the same people that wiped out Noah in the game. Alright? Yes, I had, the biologist remarked angrily. The females, you talking about some lady that they had abducted and shit, and they thought she would do right, but then she wound up not being right what they wanted or whatever. Okay, but I'll go into it. Yes, I had, the biologist remarked angrily, and the females of the species are faulty. Their fertility mechanism is at fault. Their auras do not conform to that which was planned. We caught one recently from what is referred to as one of the better areas of this world. She screeched and fought when we removed the clothing with which she was swatted, and when we inserted a probe into her body to analyze her secretions, she became first hysterical and then unconscious. Later conscious again. She saw some of my assistants, and the sight deprived her of her sanity, or such as she possessed. We had to destroy her, and all our days of work was lost. See, now in this Galactic Federation, there are beings from all over the universe. So ain't no telling what you might see. You might see a big-ass ant humanoid looking person, which are, from what research that I have encountered, these people come from the Andromedans. They are soldiers of these women who run this planet. These ant-looking people. Okay, but anyway, it goes on to say, the old hermit ceased to speak and took a sip of water. The young monk sat amongst, almost stupefied with horror at the strange things that he had heard. Now this is a big council meeting they're having. Things which had happened to his superior. Some of the descriptions were in a strange way familiar. He could not say how, but the hermit's remark invoked strange stirrings, as though suppressed memories were being received, as though the hermit's remarks were indeed cataclysm. Carefully, without spilling a drop, the ancient man set his bowl of water by his side, folded his hands together, and resumed. I was upon that table. I heard and understood every word. All fear, all uncertainty left me. I would show these people how a priest of Tibet could live or die. The hermit finna state his claim. My natural rashness constrained me to utter loudly, Sir, Admiral, your biologist is less civilized than we, for we do not kill even those who might be termed inferior animals. We are the civilized ones. For a moment, the whole time stood still. Even the breathing of those about me seemed to stop. Then, to my profound amazement and indeed shock, there came stupendous applause and not a few laughs. People smacked their hands together, which I understood was a sign of approval amongst them. People uttered cries of delight, and some technicians near me bent and muttered, "Good for you, monk." Good for you. Now say no more. Do not chance your luck. See, here we have a monk pleading in our case as earthlings, people on the planet Earth, which are souls experiencing a humanoid existence. We see that the hermit is speaking out because they want to kill us off like they did in the past. So here you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, came the voice of the admiral. Now that we have disposed of objections and interruptions, I propose to say a few words for the benefit of those who are fresh to this supervisory station. Some of you have heard rumors, but rumors are never reliable. I am going to tell you what will happen, what it is all about, that you may better appreciate the events in which will you soon participate. The people of this world are developing a technology which, unless checked, may well destroy them. See, now, I'm going to go into another book, The Hollow Earth. And if they destroy this earth, they destroy the people inside the earth. This is why the people of Agharta must take action. Because they don't want to be destroyed. Okay, anyway, we must prevent that. As you well know, this world and others is in this group are our testing grounds for different types of creatures. I told y'all that the surface is for experimentation. That's why we didn't have dinosaurs, saber-tooth tigers, woolly mammoths, and all types of shit. Okay, going on. As with plants, that which is not cultivated is a weed. And the animal world can have throughout breeds or scrubs. The humans of this world are becoming the later category. We who seeded this world with humanoid stock must now ensure that our stock on other worlds are not endangered. Told y'all. The same people that was abducted by this monk who became a hermit is the same people in this book, on this page. They call themselves the planners. All right? It's like we're distant cousins. It's like we were here thousands of years ago to start a colony. Shit. But they say these black people, because we cousins. That's why. Now, this is part 1. There will be a part 2 coming. So prepare for part 2.